Now we're working. Okay. I hate it when it switches like that. All right. So, barring any more technical difficulties, we're going to give this a shot and see what happens. Now, with any painting that we do, we always want to start with our lightest colors first, because we can always go darker over light, but we can't go light over dark with watercolors. And there's a lot of blue in this picture. So the first thing we're going to do is, within our paint tray, let's just mix up a whole bunch of blue in this upper part here, because we're going to need a ton of it. We don't want to scrimp on this at all, and you get plenty up there. This is not the time to be dainty and just barely touching it in your watercolor like that. I mean, load that brush up, load it with water, load it up with paint. We're going to need a whole heap, man. If we can just get at least half the light colors on here, or a quarter of them today, that's a great day, and better than I was expecting given the way it started out. At this point, I'm just adding lots of water because I want this to be a very, very light blue. If you're almost out of blue, run over by the sink and grab one out of that little container over there where there's some of the extras. It won't be too long and you'll be getting a whole new set of watercolors, but we're not quite there yet. If you can't find a blue in there, let me know. After I've got a lot of water on there, I'm going to just put it on my test sheet, see how light it is. And it looks pretty darn light. So what it looks like here and what it looks like once it gets on the paper, kind of two different things sometimes. That's pretty light. And that's what I want. I do not want it to be dark at all. And I've got that fairly light color. Then right off the end, where we got these little water things going on right here, I want to establish where kind of the edge of the water is versus the sky. And I'm going to come right off the edge of my line. I'm just going to bring a paintbrush stroke that comes over here towards the edge of my paper. Maybe make it a little wide to narrow. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And I'm just going to kind of leave that there for now. I'll come back and work more with that later. That just establishes, okay, everything from here down is going to be water, from here up is going to be sky. That's all I'm trying to do with that. Let me paint it right off the edge of the paper. So, not super technical with it. Just make sure it's straight horizontal across and doesn't go at an angle, okay? Or round it off. Okay, the next part, I rinse my brush out really good. We got to cover a lot of area. So I'm going to come up here to the top of my paper, kind of below where I had the tape, because the tape scarred my paper slightly. So I want to paint just below. There's some scarring up here. Just putting a little bit of water on here for right now. And this is just so that when I put the light blue on here, it will spread further. Bring it kind of out to the edges. Not necessarily soaking it, but I do want to get some on there. Then I'll take some of my light blue and I'm just going to back and forth, just like this. Spread it around top of my paper here. And I'll work my way down this left side. Get some water on here. I'm going fairly quick. I'm going to go right over the little splash things and everything. If a little bit gets inside the fish body itself, it's okay because it's kind of blue anyway along the top and the back. Just get a little bit more. Come along here. Bring it down. Keep your strokes going horizontally across there. This is the time where you work 1,000 miles an hour because you're trying to stay ahead of the paint drying. If it does dry a little bit on you, put a little more water on it and get it on there. I wish there was a way to do this slower, but there really isn't at this point. Just got to kind of move really, really quick through it. Hopefully we didn't fry any brain cells with that at all. We just move fairly fast. So I got the left side light blue, and if yours is looking dark blue, that means you need more water, okay? Need more water in your paint, more water on your paper. Be a little careful inside the mouth here because there's some white areas in there that you don't want to get blue in. I'm going to work my way down the right side a little bit. Going to take a little section of it kind of around the mouth down to the bottom of the fins. This is just water I'm putting on right now. Just to go ahead and do this side a little bit. Constantly keeping that brush moving, trying to stay ahead of the water, of the paint, the water drying on the paper. Staying careful to stay out of my fins. A little bit gets on the belly, that's okay. That's going to be a light blue anyway. This is probably the hardest part of the whole painting, is trying to set this part up and not get too much water and not get too dark a blue. If you got water running everywhere, well then obviously it's too much water. But if it's damp and shiny looking, then you're okay. Thing about watercolor, sometimes it's 1,000 miles an hour and sometimes it's just snail pace slow. This is kind of the 1,000 mile an hour part. All right. guys a little time to try to get caught up on that.